This is not a test. This is your emergency broadcast system announcing the commencement of Phatts TV, sanctioned by PA Phatts and the non-genetically proven Sun. Any and all words have been authorized during the show. There is nothing off limits. Nobody is restricted from watching and participating in the show. It is a free-for-all. Commencing at the siren, any and all discussions will be legal for an extended period of time. Sports, politics, and any and all controversial topics will be talked about. You have been warned. May God be with us all.
If you have a problem figuring out if you're for me or for Trump, then you ain't black. Those are the words that that idiot, senile, old fuck said from his basement within the last 24 hours. If you have a problem figuring out if you're for me or for Trump, then you ain't black. Well, I ain't black.
I ain't black either.
I mean,
but I don't have a problem figuring out who I'm for.
Yeah. What a fucking idiot. By the way, welcome to Phatts TV. It is day 68.
Missed it by one.
Missed it by one.
I meant 67. Get your minds out of the gutter.
That's right. That's right. Don't know what you people are thinking.
Get your minds out of the gutter.
Memorial Day weekend. The unofficial start of summer. Wasn't it just snowing like 9 or 10 days ago?
Yeah, in upper Pennsylvania.
No, there was some snowflakes around here. I'll guarantee you in the mountain right behind us it was snowing.
I don't know.
I'll guarantee you it was snowing. And, I mean, not a lot. Just some snow. And now it's the unofficial start of summer.
Sure. My summer started 2 months ago.
You know, back when I was in my youth, the Civil War had just ended.
I thought you just kind of popped out of an egg and was old.
No. The Civil War had just ended.
Oh.
Peace in our time. This was the first weekend that we would start camping up at Lake Henry. Good days.
How long would you
Good
camp?
days. Every weekend through Labor Day. Now, this isn't like summer camp. This is, my mother, my father.
Was it only like 20 minutes?
It was about 45 minutes from our house. Yeah.
So you went like the whole summer, basically.
Yeah, we would go up on a Friday afternoon and come back Sunday evening, all summer long. Fun times. Did
you have a boat at least?
We had a boat. Learned to fish.
I want a boat.
Well, you get all the other boats.
Yesterday it looked nice on the water.
Your Uncle Joe still goes up there from time to time.
Yesterday on my hike.
Yes.
The wonderful hike that I had.
Oh, yes. How many miles did you go on your hike?
22.
22 miles.
We left.
Because you had nothing better to do, I guess.
We left the house at like 9:40.
Forrest Gump.
That's right. We left the house at 9:40, got there, started walking at 10:08.
Where's this? Like, where'd you go?
Blue Marsh.
Blue Marsh.
We walked basically around the entire lake.
Around Blue Marsh.
We skipped like a little part, like this little 7-mile trail to go out to Burnville and back. But otherwise, 22 miles took us. We started at 10:08, ended about 8:05.
Really?
Yeah.
Just felt like running.
Well, I felt like walking. Basically, I got home and I could barely walk.
Yeah, I didn't really see you for the rest of the night.
Oh, I laid down at 9:50.
Yeah. I mean, you asked me, are you doing anything for dinner? I said I already ate, and you went upstairs, and I didn't see you for the rest of the night.
Well, I came down and... I made my dinner.
I don't remember that.
I sat down while it was in the microwave on the floor. Because
Okay.
I could not stand for more than 10 seconds without pain.
So do you have any plans for this weekend? I have plans.
Yeah, I guess.
Go ahead. What are your plans?
I gotta go pack up a dorm.
Go pack up a dorm.
That's not mine.
No.
Disc golf, probably.
Disc golf?
Yeah. That's probably about... What's your plans?
Oh, I have it all planned out. Minute by minute
Where's the schedule?
Yes. Oh, it's up here.
Up there.
It's up here. I am going to spend the entire weekend perfecting the art of social distancing.
You're doing pretty good.
I am. I'm going to the whole weekend social distancing.
You're just gonna sit in the couch in the living room.
I'll go out for my daily walk, but I'm not going to walk with anybody. Going to perfect the art of social distancing.
Well, I went to your box store today.
You did.
Walmart. God, did I hate it there.
Yeah. Yeah, Walmart.
There had to be, just in the grocery section, 100 people.
Yeah, you could see all kinds of people at the Walmart why I'm missing.
Well, I figured out people can't read.
Yo no hablo español.
Well, people don't realize when it says do not enter, you don't enter there.
No, they don't look on the floor.
But it's red.
Yeah, they don't.
Because I was like walking one way, I'm like, I literally like almost said, can you not read? Because they were blocking the whole thing.
And they would have went, okay?
Now when it said, Inglés!
Por favor.
No, I would have said, learn Inglés!
America.
And then I would have got slapped.
We are in America. We speak Espanol here. In America. I wonder if they could figure out if they're for Trump.
We got called fine people, by the way.
Yeah. Maybe they don't know if they're Latino if they can't figure out who they're for.
Maybe.
If you can't figure out whether you're for me or Trump, you're not brown. Polish people, if you can't figure out if you're for me or Trump, you're not a Polak. I could say that because I'm part Polish.
Barely.
What do you mean by barely?
You're German and Polish. That's funny.
If you can't figure out whether you're for me or Trump, you're for the Germans. You're part Gables.
What?
He was in World War II.
Oh.
The English. If you can't figure out if you're for me or Trump, your mother smelt of elderberries.
What?
Your mother was a hamster, and your father smelled like elderberries.
No, a donkey.
No, that's from the movie Monty Python, you dumbass.
It's on my Netflix.
We are the knights that say Nick! Nick!
I'm
gonna scare you during. Sometimes I'm just gonna go, Nick! Hopefully I'm gonna scare the living hell out of you. I got an inside scoop.
On what?
I got an inside scoop on
to...
something sports related.
Wow.
The NHL is coming back.
But no fans.
And
so it's going to be not as nearly as exciting.
And it's not, I'm not talking about like I'm talking hockey. One of the greatest sport. If you've never been to a hockey game, it's the greatest sport to watch live. It really is. Especially the playoffs. Holy gee. Watching the playoffs is great on TV. Can you imagine what it's like live?
Yeah, but you told me that something.
Yeah, I'm getting there.
Playoffs are great.
I'm getting there. Supposedly, they were batting around the idea, and I think they're going to do it, of having the Stanley Cup Finals in one city only. Like, no travel.
Okay.
You want to take a guess what city they picked?
New York.
No.
Actually, that'd be a terrible city.
Yes, yeah, they're not going to do it in New York. Not with Comrade de Blasio in there.
Montreal.
No.
Vancouver.
No. You got to think of a place where there's a lot of hotel rooms.
Vegas.
Vegas, baby!
That's also a terrible place to
Oh,
have.
why? Vegas is opening up in June.
Too many people.
June the 4th or 5th. June is opening up. Vegas for the finals.
I figured Canada, because Canada doesn't give a goddamn.
Oh, Canada.
Also, hockey's a little more popular.
Our home and
in Canada, they might let a full stadium.
Hockey's not the most popular sport in Canada.
It's curling.
Curling it. Curling. Little brown. What was in those noodles and eggs that you made? I was tired.
Let's say you told me this earlier. Like,
that's what I was working. So they're going right into the playoffs. Playoffs
with no
no more regular season.
So,
all playoffs.
No people though.
Well, who knows? Who knows?
If there's no
if they're going to play in
people-
Pennsylvania, yeah, no people.
Well, Philly's one of them.
If they're going to play in Pennsylvania right now, there's no
Pittsburgh's
people.
one of the 2 teams in Pennsylvania are in it. Well, so that means playoff hockey's gonna be.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
The home team scores. They even gonna blow the horn? Nobody's gonna cheer. The hockey players aren't gonna cheer that much. They're like,
Hey,
we got.
slap their sticks on the boards.
We gotta go.
So, but instead of 16 teams, they're going to do 24 teams. Now, they haven't announced how the rounds will work, but they're going to give the top 4 teams in each conference buys.
I wonder, because you were talking about this. They were talking about this with me earlier, and I mentioned that they might do 3 games in the first.
Could be.
They may do 1.
I don't know if they'll do 1, but maybe.
Or like a 2-goal. You know what would be cool? 2-game aggregate.
2-game aggregate. Well,
Like the Champions
Yeah,
League.
what are we, soccer?
Hey, the Champions League is set to come back.
And, like, what happens if it's time? Do they go to away goals?
Yes, that's exactly how it would go. Or they go to a shootout.
The NHL adopts Champion League soccer rules.
Hey, the
And
Champions League
But then the Champions League has to adopt NHL rules. So fighting now becomes legal in soccer. You can. What the hell is that?
an ad. I'm looking for when the Champions League is supposed to
So
return.
anyway, the top 4 teams in each conference are going to get a bye, and I wrote them down. So in the East, it'd be the Bruins. I hate the Bruins. Can't stand the Bruins. The Lightning of Tampa Bay.
All right.
The Capitals.
Yeah!
And those stinking, rotten, no good Flyers.
Ooh.
Ugh.
I don't know who I hate
Ugh.
more, them or they are a different team.
Ugh. The matchups in the first round would be Pittsburgh versus Montreal.
Go Montreal!
Carolina and the New York Rangers. Rangers will win that series.
Go!
You want the Rangers to win because they would face Washington.
I was like, go Rangers because Carolina beat Washington last year.
That's right. Then the Rangers could come in and beat Washington
In
too.
like 4. I think they beat Washington in 4, if I remember correctly.
The New York Islanders will take on the Panthers of Florida.
Go Panthers!
Sure. And Toronto will take on Columbus.
Go!
That's like Columbus is like the most boring hockey town. Like it's like you forget they're in the league every year.
Yet they make the playoffs every year.
But you know who's like the biggest Columbus Blue Jackets fan?
Alexa Bliss.
Alexa Bliss. That's right. That's right.
She's not an Ohio State fan?
She has Fats' phone number, by the way.
Yeah, okay.
She calls me nightly.
Right.
In the West, your buys would be St. Louis Blues. What a name, St. Blues. The Colorado Avalanche. Love Colorado.
I think you like them to
I
win.
do. They could go far. Vegas, baby. And Dallas.
They were a one-season wonder, Vegas.
Dallas.
All of a sudden, they're back to being average.
They're the 3rd seed. They're the 3 seed. What do you want?
In what? 30 games of the season they played?
Yeah, something like that.
No, they played like 30.
No, they played like 60 games. You know, the league stopped in early March. What do you think? The league started in
early
January?
March.
The league started in January?
League stopped in early March. I didn't know it was the league.
The matchups would be Edmonton versus Chicago.
Go Edmonton.
Nashville versus Arizona.
Go Nashville.
Does anybody even remember Arizona has a hockey team?
Half the time, no.
At least us people on the East Coast.
I mean, if you told me to name everybody in the West, Arizona might be one of the last ones I think of. Then Minnesota, I probably wouldn't remember too quickly. Vancouver.
Well, speaking of, Vancouver would face Minnesota. And Calgary versus Winnipeg.
Go Winnipeg.
So...
They're fun to watch in the playoffs when there's a crowd.
Yeah.
Because of the White Rush.
Yeah, and that stadium is huge.
It's a big stadium. And
stadium.
Nashville's fun to watch.
Yeah.
The yellow.
Yeah.
And Capitals because of the red.
But if you don't know, if you're for the Canadians or the Maple Leafs, then you ain't Canadian.
Well, I feel like they really don't like each other.
They don't. That's why I chose those two teams.
Let's say I kind of figure.
That's kind of why I chose those two teams.
I kind of figure someone's never gonna like both.
Yeah.
If you're a hockey fan.
Well, wait a minute, but I like the Rangers and the Islanders. That's kind of like verboten.
I don't know. You don't live in
Trust
New
me.
York.
Let me put it to you this way.
You live in Pennsylvania.
When the Islanders come to play at Madison Square Garden, they still yell, Potvin sucks. And Potvin played for him in the 80s.
Yeah, and when
When they won 4 Stanley Cups.
and when Notre Dame comes to play Penn State, we still say Michigan sucks. Your point?
Yes, but you're colleges. I mean, this is a pro team. 30 years, almost 40 years later, they're still yelling, Potvin sucks. By the way, he was my favorite player back then. He was awesome.
Yeah? Oh, yeah?
He was an offensive defenseman.
Your favorite player is the King.
The King.
Lundqvist.
Elvis? The King is not basically. He's done. He's washed up. He's retired. What's going on?
Hey, he's like 40.
What's going on in our message?
Someone said hi, Daryl. Then hello, Christine. Carl says hello. Hello, Carl. Create a hockey bracket.
Create a hockey bracket. Well, the
Of
Rangers
what?
would win.
Like best, like the yeah, like every year's Stanley Cup team since
Yes.
whatever.
Yes.
And then
By the way,
best Stanley Cup.
Like
team
I said, if you don't know, if you're for the Canadians or the Maple Leafs, see, because then you don't live in. See, I can't say Canadians and Canadians. It doesn't make sense. If you don't know if they used to call the Canadians the Habs, so we'll call them the Habs. That used to be their nickname.
Habs.
Habs. Habs. Habs.
Habs.
Habs. So if you don't know if you're for the Habs or the Leafs, then you ain't Canadian. Remember that. I'd be a Leafs fan if I had to choose. I'm not a Canadians fan.
I probably would have been a Leafs fan too, especially because Reimer plays for them.
Leafs go. So anyway, there's these little kids.
Okay.
Little kids.
Yay big?
Little kids.
Are they fat?
Don't think so.
No, so they're
Little
chunks.
They were having like this children's carnival,
Okay.
and they were selling like lemonade and popcorn
Okay.
on the streets of New York. Well, on the sidewalk of the streets of New York.
Okay. I don't see anything wrong with that.
Yeah, the police came and shut them down. Little kids. And then they gave the father a summons, so they fined the father. Don't you have anything better to do, police? Seriously? Don't you have anything better to do? Like maybe catching some of those criminals that were released from jail? Because of the beer bug? I don't know. Governor Wolf, by the way, said all counties will be in the yellow by June the 5th.
Yeah, because he's going to let Philadelphia go
June
yellow.
the 5th. Of course, the county we live in is in the June the 5th. We're in the June the 5th.
Yet, how many people do we have? Like 3,000 to 4,000?
Yeah.
And let's just say there's 4,000. Do 3,000 of them live in nursing homes?
Yes. So, no word yet about Penn State, though? What they're doing yet? No
That's
word?
supposed to come like in a week or two.
Okay.
That's supposed to come early June.
You know,
I kind of expect them to say we're just going to...
There's a statistic floating around.
What they may say is something like no international students.
Well, that's fine.
Like they'll say like if like the internationals are like so basically the Chinese students are not allowed to. Can they do that?
Penn State's racist.
That's right.
They could quickly open up Penn State, Beijing.
Actually, I mean, out of the 40,000 students, there are probably about 10,000 of them come from China.
and
they all
drive-
have Porsches
Yes.
and Bugattis and, every nice car because they're all rich.
Yes. They could open up Penn State Beijing quick.
They probably really could.
Yes. But anyway, so I saw the statistic that for people in your age bracket,
Go my age.
one person will die for every 1.25 million people that get the beer bug. I think they could open up schools.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Since if every single person at Penn State got it, the odds that someone would die is very little.
Yeah. I mean, maybe the econ teacher, if he,
I mean, I know there's a bunch of old teachers there.
We could sacrifice an econ teacher. We really can. It's like boring for those of you that didn't take it in college. Like I did.
we can sacrifice the Com 250 teacher too.
So
I love the guy. He's a great teacher. Just his class was boring.
So, what was I going to say? See, now I lost my
I know
train of
Penn
thought.
State says they're
Oh, I know
planning
what I
on
was gonna say.
opening.
Good, because also the median death rate, like the average death, like so if you took everybody that died and took their ages, is 81. Do you know any 81-year-old students up at Penn State?
I'm sure there's a couple like 50-year-olds, but I can't imagine there's anybody that's
Can you imagine sharing a dorm with an 81-year-old? I bet you
Probably smell.
I bet you he'd get laid more than you. Bet you he would.
Damn.
Bet you would.
He would die in the middle of this. He'd have a heart attack. Oh, it feels so good. Ah.
Now look at here, sonny boy. When I was your age, the ladies, they were all over me. Look, and then his teeth fall out. Picks them up.
Well, they showed me their ankles back in the 30s.
You know,
That's all. I was once the women started showing the ankles.
It was
in,
over.
The 20s.
It was over. It was over. Yeah, it was over.
The Roaring 20s.
The Roaring 20s.
Actually, if you could ever go back in time to
Yeah.
any time period, where would you want to go to?
Oh, you know, that's an interesting. That's a very interesting question that you asked me. Because right now I'm binge watching a show on Netflix.
Oh, I know what show you're watching. I keep asking you how good it is, and you're like, eh.
It's good. It's good if you like history, like certain kinds of history.
Because when you said something, I actually knew exactly what you're. Like I said, it was
Yeah.
this. So I'm
Yeah,
like, 'cause
you
I've seen
did.
some stuff about it.
Yeah, I was impressed because you're not really a history kind of guy.
I listen to Oversimplified a lot. He's a big history guy.
Okay, I mean, and we're going back like 1100 years now.
Yeah, I was 1066.
Yeah,
something like that.
yeah. So I'm binge watching The Last Kingdom, and because I'm into that stuff with knights and the fighting over in what is now England and so I don't know much about that time period. I wasn't quite alive back then. Close.
I just
but
knew
not-
the Anglo-Saxons and the Vikings
Yes,
and
yes.
the Normans. They all kind of
Yes.
hated each other.
Yes. So, but that's why when I looked like I was ready to keel over and die earlier today because I was so tired.
Yeah.
Because I'm up watching this, and then I'm perusing the internet, learning about King Alfred, and he was the king that really started to unite. That he had the dream of uniting all the Anglo-Saxons into one unified England. Now he didn't live long enough to see his dream come true, but his son kind of carried on. And it's interesting to see how accurate that show is compared to what they know. From all the scrolls that like he kept like a chronicle of the times back then, which still exists. I would love to see that chronicle. I would if we'll have to bring it to America since I don't like flying. But we'll have but that might be the time period I would like to go back to. That would be life would obviously be so simple. I mean, I don't know how I could do a show, but could do it. I don't know, kind of word of mouth.
So the odds that you would die are probably...
Yeah, as I'm plundering and pillaging, I could write things down and as I impale people, leave a note on their body. What time period would you go to if you could time travel backwards?
So I don't know if I'd want to go in the future. I'd be scared to what like the world will be like in like 60 years.
Yeah, you don't want to see what your offspring is going to be like. I get it. Trust me, I had those same fears 20 years ago.
Oh Jesus!
When your mother was pregnant with you.
Oh Jesus! There's a lot.
McFly.
There's a lot of good time periods to go back to.
What about you guys? Why he's thinking? If you could go back in time, where would you like to go to?
Well, would you want to be a peasant, a servant, or royalty?
Oh,
what kind of
royalty,
question
of course.
is that?
I want somebody to hold the chamber pot for me.
There's a couple times I would pick.
Actually, I would either want to be royalty or I'd want to be on the other side with the Danes. All they did was pillage and plunder.
Like
that seems kind of fun
there's like
too.
3 kind of areas I could think of. Like one way back.
Yeah, you're taking a little too long with this.
Okay.
Just spit them out.
Well, either back. like back in medieval times.
Yeah. So kind of,
Kind of where you're going. Even farther back to when like there was those like Incas and Aztec kind of things.
See, now I'm not into that stuff at all.
I am a little bit.
Okay.
Like I probably want to be a Mayan.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I understand.
Predict the world to end.
Yeah. I'm not into any of that.
And the Roaring Twenties.
The Roaring 20s. The Roaring 20s. Well, we could create our own Roaring 20s. With this guy as our president.
But the ankles.
The ankles. I'd like the. Oh, there you go.
1910, 1930 gangsta.
Yeah.
And
Gangsta.
And you could have the Great Depression in there.
Well, she's getting out kind of right as it's beginning.
Yeah. The Roaring Twenties.
Yes.
Right after World War One, though, and then just kind of lived till the Great Depression. Then we. Also, part of me would like to like almost live through, but I would want to be like an actual German through World War Two, kind of like before the whole fighting thing, but like kind of in the mid-30s, like what it was actually like to be, I don't know, a soldier or the Hitler Youth or whatever. I think that'd be kind of.
Are you telling me you're an Aryan?
Apparently.
You want to be part of the Aryan race?
I'm close enough.
Wow.
You can't tell me that wouldn't be cool to see the development of how Germany changed.
Yeah, but
in the
I don't know if
30s.
I'd want to be a Hitler Youth.
Okay, but you know what? I want to be someone in Germany. Just, but being in that, you'd get closer to the actual what's changing and going on. Not as like a citizen in Berlin. Like, ooh, like what do I have to do with anything?
I get it.
I already look kind of Aryan, so don't even start with me.
Yeah, you don't.
I got the blonde hair, I just don't have the blue eyes.
Right, you don't have the eye color.
So I might die. Yeah, before they attacked anybody, like way when he started becoming a dictator, he was president basically, because the idea was Hindenburg was going to use him as a puppet, and then they kind of attacked Hindenburg and like he died, and then Hitler was like mine.
So you're saying Hindenburg swam with the fishes?
Yeah.
Do you think Hitler said that, swimming with the fishes?
Maybe in German.
So yeah, that's. So if any of you guys are into like that kind of stuff that I'm into, check out The Last Kingdom on Netflix. It's pretty good.
He said it's kind of like Game of Thrones in a way.
It is, but
without the dragons and everything.
Yeah,
Without the fantasy part.
This is more realistic. Like this is like what actually happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. Game of Thrones is kind of fantasy, kind of. But this.
You said Game of Thrones is definitely better.
If you like action, now there is a lot of fighting in this, and there's some gore and stuff in it.
So you're saying somebody upstairs wouldn't like that?
No, probably not.
Somebody upstairs. What did we try to watch? I tried to have her watch Joker.
I'm gonna try to watch that this weekend while I'm social distancing.
So good.
Yeah, social distancing.
Especially because they show Batman as a kid in that movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Whoa! Did he have his little bat suit on?
No. He obviously didn't know he was going to be Batman.
He didn't have a miniature bat suit? Was he the one selling lemonade and popcorn?
Yes.
On the streets of Gotham?
Yes.
And his father got a summons?
Yes. No, his father's running for mayor. Joker and Bruce actually do come in contact in that movie. But obviously they wouldn't know.
Yes.
But Arthur
Fleck... Well, don't tell me about the movie.
They come in contact at one point.
Don't tell me about the movie.
It's good.
Thank you.
It's one of my all-time favorite movies.
Yes.
It's up there with Forrest Gump.
I just felt like running.
Jenny, I know what love is.
So, I just wanted to mention one more thing about the beer bug tonight.
Man in the High Castle. I tried to watch like the first episode and I didn't really care for it. Maybe I'll actually like watch it again. Maybe I'll care for it.
Okay.
I tried to watch it a few years ago.
Yes. So, I only wanted to talk about the beer bug with one more thing.
Okay.
Okay. About these statistics that are floating around.
A lot of statistics.
A lot of statistics.
If I ever could find that chart, that'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
We're in a pandemic, but you know how many people die of abortion, suicide, the normal cold every day, and that's not a pandemic.
No. But you know the statistics are fake. If you listen to the director of health out in Illinois, she even said for people that died, like they had a heart attack, if they were tested then positive for COVID-19, they were considered a COVID death. I mean, we all know that there's a little Medicare scam going on right now because Medicare is paying out more money for patients that were in hospitals with COVID-19. But we're approaching 100,000 deaths in this country, and that's a very sad thing. You know, moment of silence. Okay, quick moment. But over 12% of these deaths either happen in a nursing home in New York, New Jersey, or Pennsylvania.
That's not good.
No. So almost 1 in every 8 deaths occurred in a nursing home in Pennsylvania. So take those out of the equation. I mean, it's a trap. And now Cuomo was trying to ram a bill through the legislature in New York saying nobody could be held responsible for those deaths in New York. Yeah, because you were going to get your ass sued, Governor. He's still going to get his ass sued. Mr. Pierce Nipples.
You can go suck on his nipples if you want.
I'm not going to go suck on his nipples. I'm not going to go.
You can put your tongue through his little ring.
No, he doesn't have the ring. He has like the
Oh, he has the bar? Yeah. Oh.
Or at least that's what it looks like
that's
in
gross.
his shirt. That's what it looks like.
That's gross.
Yeah. Wonder what his father would have thought. His father was governor in New York back in the day. He would have ran for president, and he probably would have won. But one thing stopped him.
Cuomo? Oh, the other guy.
Well,
his dad.
Yeah. One thing stopped him. He had like known mob connections.
Oh.
Yeah. It's like more than Kennedy
Just because his ancestors were mobsters, what does that mean?
No. Like not his ancestors. Like he did favors for the mob.
Who knew?
I mean, Kennedy was pretty well in with the mob, but Don Corey Cuomo was a lot worse. Yeah.
How do you know anybody's not?
You know what? Maybe you should watch The Irishman this weekend.
The Irishman.
Since you didn't want to watch it with me when I watched it.
How old is it?
It's a movie. It's a movie about, at least parts of it, about the area I grew up in and the mafia. So you should.
It's about Scranton and Carbondale.
Well, more Wilkes-Barre area. There's mob. Yes, there was mob in Carbondale where I grew up. Yes. In fact, the pastor at Mount Carmel Church, where your grandmother's funeral was, which you've been in that church many times, he got the shit beat out of him by mobsters because he tried to run them out of Carbondale. Yeah, a little history of my hometown.
Is this still the pastor now?
No, we're going back over 100 years now. Oh yeah, we're going back over 100 years.
Yeah, he can still be alive.
Sure, could be. So, yeah.
The beer bug members. No bullshit.
So yeah, maybe you should spend a little time watching The Irishman.
Big time mobs in New England.
That's right. See, Christina actually gave me a book on mobsters. She did. I tried to get you to look through
your favorite movies are mob movies.
Yeah, of course. Yes, Goodfellas and Casino. And I like The Irishman. We'll put that one up there. So our wonderful president.
My flag still?
Yes.
$5.
Yes.
On Amazon?
Yes. He went to Michigan yesterday.
Ooh, there's a lot of issues with Michigan right now.
There's a lot of issues.
They're on fire, they're
Michigan.
underwater,
Yeah.
they're closed.
Well, why can't they get the fire and the water together?
I don't think it works like that.
So he toured the Ford factory up there because right now they're making ventilators.
Okay.
The Defense Authorization Act, and they were shut down, so now he's having to make ventilators. Good idea. Great idea. So the question was, are you going to wear a mask? Is the president going to wear a mask? Why he's touring? Because in Michigan, it's law. You got to wear a mask. Now, it's not law. The legislature did not pass a law, and the governor didn't sign it. It's not a law. It's like an executive action. Kind of like when the president issues an executive order.
Is it law in this state?
Comrade Whitmer... No. The legislature did not pass a law.
So can I just walk into CVS without a mask on?
They're going to ask you to put a mask on.
But it's not law.
No, it's not law. It's not. Don't think of it as law. Think of it as an executive order.
But I still have to.
But you're not going to be thrown in jail for it.
Okay. Well, just tell me to leave.
So anyway, So that was the thing. Is he going to wear a mask? Is he going to wear a mask? Is he going to wear a mask? So he toured the planet and he wore a mask. But then he had, he does the press thing. Afterwards, and he wasn't wearing the mask.
Okay.
So now the stupid attorney general, I forget what her name is, I didn't write it down, says Trump's no longer allowed in Michigan. Trump's no longer allowed in Michigan.
A speech without a mask?
Because he wasn't wearing his mask. How come the state police in Michigan then didn't come and arrest him? If the Gestapo in Michigan, how come they didn't come and arrest him? If this is supposedly a law, not that it's a law because the legislature didn't pass it, how come they didn't show up and arrest him? Can you see the state police of Michigan showing up and arresting the President of the United States? But this sets precedence now. See, now watch where this goes. Every time the governor comes out and gives a press conference in Michigan, which she does daily, she's not wearing a mask. She should be arrested. Right? You can't. It's kind of discrimination to want to arrest the guy and not the girl, to arrest the Republican and not the Democrat. It's a little discriminatory, right? Attorney General in Michigan? You stupid cow. It's not like she's fat. I just felt like calling her.
Who killed Hoffa?
That's in The Irishman. It's in The Irishman. That's kind of how it's in the... Watch The Irishman, you'll find out.
The thing is, though, I don't know any fact about it, so I'm probably just going to be confused.
It's just... It's a movie. Just watch the movie.
Watch the movie.
Watch the
Is it on
movie.
Netflix?
It's either on Netflix or Amazon Prime, one or the other.
Okay. Watch Joker.
I will. I plan on it.
Tell me when you're watching, I'll watch it again.
You may not be here. I might watch it tomorrow.
God damn it. But it's a good movie.
Okay. All right.
There is... Yeah.
Yes. So, K-Mac.
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 Who's K-Mac?
K-Mac. Kaylee. Not
That
your
sounds
sister.
like a rapper.
Not your sister. K-Mac. She's the White House press secretary.
Not a rapper.
She's this very good-looking blonde, though.
Okay.
Okay. Why don't you look her up? Just do, White House press secretary. K-Mac. I'll wait. Amazing how fast kids can type.
All right.
Yeah, she's a feisty little one, too.
Looks it.
So, at her press conference today, I'm sure you weren't watching.
Right.
She loves to give it to the press.
Okay. I like that.
She loves to give it to the press. Now, the part I want to talk about, I did link on my Facebook page, so you'll have to go back and watch it. It's 2.5 minutes long, so you'll have to go back and watch it. I encourage you guys to go back and watch it. If you're not friends with me on Facebook, just friend request me. Actually, my page is public. You can just go right in and watch it. Anyway, but you should still friend request me, especially if you want to give me money. But anyway, you're right there. You're in this trance.
I'm listening.
Okay.
I'm paying attention.
So, thank you. At least somebody does.
More than I do in school, apparently.
So, there's this emerging conservative network.
Okay.
Called OAN.
Okay.
Very, very good. And, their White House reporter, the press doesn't like her, of course. They think she's getting preferential treatment, blah, 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 blah. So as this press conference was coming to an end, this was certainly a setup. It was straight setup. K-Mac called on her for the last question. Mm-hmm. It was a setup. And she asked, does Trump plan on pardoning Biden? Does Trump plan on pardoning Obama for the illegal crimes of spying on his campaign and unmasking Flynn and leaking it to journalists?
Okay.
So she goes into this tirade. She goes, like I said, it was a setup question. The question was given to the reporter to ask. If you ever watched the TV show The West Wing used to do this stuff all the time. She would call in reporters and say, I want you to ask me this question. And it's the games that they play. So she said, we haven't really had any discussions about that particular, but we've had some discussions on it. And she goes, I want to ask all you people in the media, have you ever asked the spokesperson for Obama anything about this? Raise your hands if you did. And no, nobody raised their hands. So she goes, I got 5. She goes, this is a long weekend. I'm giving you homework or something like that. She goes, I got 5 questions, and she had a slideshow already. It was cool. It was so cool. It was cool. She goes,
She made it like a year ago. Like, I got this.
Yeah, it's like she comes prepared. That's why you should be watching these press conferences. Like, she's like freaking awesome. She like gives it right back to them. She doesn't take shit from anybody. But she said, I got 5 questions that you guys should be asking the Obama spokesperson. And she goes, this is like your homework for the weekend. And they were, why did Obama spy on the Trump campaign? Why was Flynn unmasked? Why was his identity leaked to the newspapers, which that's illegal. You can't do that. When Obama said it in that meeting that I talked about last week about when they all met in his office, the Yates was in charge of the Justice Department, and Obama said, we're going to do everything by the book. And Yates had no idea what he was talking about. Mm-hmm. And after the meeting, he asked her and Comey to stay after, and he talked to them about it, and this is the first time Yates heard anything about this. Now, how could you do it by the book, and she's the head of the Department of Justice, and she knew nothing about it? You would think it would be the Justice Department that would have started this. But she knew nothing about it, and the president did. So that was question number 4. Why did the Department of Justice learn it, and why did certain members of the Obama administration, people like Comey, people like Clapper, people like Brennan, people like Rice, if you remember when they were having all of these discussions, and shit show Adam Schiff took them to these private. The hearing rooms were private. There was nobody allowed in them. And at every break, he would come out and stand in front of the cameras, and he's like, "Oh, we got the goods on them now. Everybody's spilling their guts. We got the goods." And all these people then would go on TV and said, "Yeah, I heard him say this. I heard him say that." And then a couple years later, now down the road, the actual testimony gets declassified and comes out, and they're all saying in those closed door sessions, they had to put their hand on the Bible and raise their hand. They're saying, "Yeah, we never saw him commit a crime." Interesting. So they were saying one thing where you have to tell the truth and saying the exact opposite when you're on CNN and MSNBC and ABC and CBS.
Whatever communist station you got.
Kind of interesting. But no spokesman for Obama was ever asked those questions. So that was the homework. And then she shut up and walked right out of the room. That was the end of the news conference. So check it out. It's on my Facebook page. Definitely. Because remember, if you don't know, if you haven't figured out if you're for me or for Trump, you ain't black. You ain't black. No.
That's pretty funny.
No. If you haven't figured out whether you like the glazed or the chocolate donut, you're not fat. Like me.
What do you prefer, the glaze or the chocolate donut?
I like chocolate glaze. I like them both mixed together. Ha!
I'll take creamery ice cream.
Ha!
And a grilled sticky.
That's what she said. She's gonna grill your sticky.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Yeah. So, what time is it?
8:40 something.
Hey.
8:43.
Hey, we're almost at our allotted time. So,
I didn't know we had an allotted time. I didn't know we were on TV. We are not TV.
We are. We are. The TV that you guys can't see, we're on it. That's how I make sure we didn't go offline. Since I don't look down at the computer to see if we went offline. If that pops up.
Hey, you still got the hammer here.
I still have the hammer. still got the hammer.
From Tuesday's show.
I hope you guys have a great Memorial Day weekend.
Did we get through everything?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a big piece of paper.
Biden nursing homes, the New York father, K-Mac. Oh, no, I didn't go through everything. No, I didn't. So, one of the things that happens in a president's administration is he usually they've always invited the last president back to unveil the official portrait that hangs in the White House.
Okay. Oh, yeah, because I think Obama really wanted to go see that.
Yeah, Trump's not doing that. And, like, of course the left is all over him. Oh my God, what's his name? The dude that played Sulu on Star Trek. He's going nuts on Twitter. Like
The Asian guy.
Yeah, the Asian guy. Yeah.
Well, that's
George,
what Sulu.
George Takai.
That is not an Asian name, George.
But his last name is
Takai.
Takai.
George? That's a white name.
No, he's not black.
Tan.
Yes. Okay. He's a funny guy. He's just like ultra left. And he's
Aren't all like actors like that?
well, he's
kinda
also
ultra
homosexual, so not that there's anything wrong with it. I have no problem with it. But so of course he's probably going to lean left, and that's okay. You know, I try to have some conversations with him on Twitter. He never replies.
I got some texts.
So anyway, you're probably getting yelled at for being.
She's gonna grill your sticky what?
So anyway, yeah, Trump said, yeah, we're not gonna invite Obama, at least as of this moment.
I kind of feel like Obama's gonna be like, that's fine.
Yeah, and the left is like climbing all over for disrespectful. Dude, you know, the guy set up to try to get like Trump impeached since the day Trump got the day after Trump got elected. You really think he wants to see him back in the White House? Like, seriously? Come on. Like, think about this for a second. Use your noodle. I don't know. I give up.
Oh,
There goes my notes.
those went real far.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so... Whoops. See, there just went my notes on the TV. That just shows how much of a delay there is. So, you guys have a great Memorial Day holiday. By the way, little somber note. Memorial Day weekend in 2006 was the weekend I lost my father. May the 27th of that year, so we got a little till his actual anniversary. It was I lost my dad on Memorial Day Saturday and lost my mom on Labor Day Saturday. So I guess that means you're gonna lose me on 4th of July Saturday.
Oh, jeez, right after your birthday.
Yeah, right after my birthday, or I don't know, Thanksgiving Saturday. I don't know.
Could be the day after your birthday.
Could be.
I guess the July 4th was on a Monday, too.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Not looking good for me to probably going to die on a Saturday.
Christmas.
I'm not going to die on Christmas. I promise you. At least until I unwrap my gifts.
What's going to be your gift? A gravestone?
That I'm sure you're not going to be buying me anyway. I don't know.
What?
Just after you make it rich, just send me money every
bowling
year.
ball.
That's fine. A bowling ball.
I get you a bowling ball.
Yeah.
6 pounds.
6
Just
pounds.
for you.
All right. You know, this is like the second straight show that I haven't seen my sister comment.
Maybe she's not watching.
That really pisses me off.
Maybe she's busy.
Yeah. Doing what? Social distancing.
Carbondale. It's a popping town.
It is a popping town. That's right.
You can go out, smoke the weed every day. Mm-hmm. Maybe that's what she's doing, smoking weed.
I'm very disappointed in my sister. Very disappointed.
Smoking weed every day.
Very disappointed. Very disappointed.
I'm sure you could have, when you were a kid, you went probably to the corner and smoked some weed in Carbondale.
No.
Actually, that really wasn't such a big thing in the 70s. Crack.
No.
No drugs, alcohol.
Yeah.
The gangsters.
No.
No. What was there to do in Carbondale back in the day?
If you were a teenager, hang out downtown. Didn't I tell you about that? I've told you about that.
Not really.
The teenagers.
Oh,
now
the cars.
Yeah, now
this
was before I was a teenager, but the teenager, like your aunt and uncle they would hang out, like all up and down Main Street, there would be kids. And if you had a car, you rode down Main Street, turned up 8th Avenue, turned on Church Street, rode all the way up, made a left on Main Street, rode all the way down, turned left on 8th Avenue, turned left on Church Street, rolled all the... And you did it all night long.
That's a lot of wasting of gas.
It was like if you tried to get through town, you just avoided Main Street because it was going to take you forever.
Because all the teenagers were...
That was the best. It was every Friday and Saturday night. Every Friday and Saturday night.
That would suck if you lived on Church Avenue.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of... There was a lot of churches on Church Street.
Really?
Yeah, my school was on Church Street.
Yeah. The school that looks like it hasn't been used in 30 years.
Well, yeah, because it kind of did close down. Boy, speaking of that, I graduated 30 years ago this year. Thanks for reminding me, dickhead.
Oh?
No. Oh.
I graduated 2 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. Get our exit music ready.
That's a thing.
Yes. All right, so while I'm social distancing, hopefully there'll be a lot of, war movies on this weekend in remembrance of Memorial Day. My favorite war movie is Midway, The Battle of Midway.
There's a war movie I want to watch. It should come to Netflix soon.
I want to see the other Midway movie that they made. What is it?
1912.
Yeah. I'd like to see 1912 too.
Go watch Dunkirk.
I might.
I didn't really care for Dunkirk. I thought the graphics were pretty cool, but I thought the story was kind of hot.
I'll probably watch it. But yes, my favorite war movie is The Battle of Midway. It's a very important battle.
Well, if we lost, we'd probably lose.
We probably, because we
don't have control of Hawaii.
Well, we would have had no defenses for the West Coast. Japan could have invaded the West Coast.
I think we would eventually been able to push them back, but we would have had a lot more deaths.
But just think, we might not have California, so that may not have been a bad thing.
Or Hawaii.
Oh, yeah. But because we won that battle, we pushed them back. And then we went on the offensive. We were on the defense until that battle. And after that, we went on the offensive.
And we dropped
the power of the United States.
And then we dropped 2 bombs just so we didn't have to invade the mainland and kill millions more people.
Yeah, and we would have lost a lot of people.
We would have probably won, but we would have lost a lot of people.
Yeah. Yeah. Bad. Don't.
That would have been a slow march up the mainland.
Yeah.
Because we would have had to kill everybody.
Yeah. So.
I'm surprised the Emperor did.
Yeah, you
did surrender.
Yeah, you would have thought that
was not in their culture.
No, but you would have thought that, knowing what we were going to do, he would have. And then after we did it the first time, he would have. I mean, it was horrible that we did it.
Didn't we tell him we're gonna nuke you, basically?
Yeah.
And he goes, "Do it."
No, he didn't go do it.
Well, he kind of did by not surrendering.
Do you got it in ya, punk?
That's kind of what he did by not surrendering. He said, "Do it."
Little Clint Eastwood there.
He said, "Do it, no balls."
You think you got what it takes, punk?
And then we did it once.
We should not be making jokes about this. That was a very solemn event in the history of the world.
Yeah, because it's the only time that happened.
We'll make fun of other things. We'll make fun of like Biden. We'll say something about Biden. Mr. Scranton, Pennsylvania.
Huh?
He was born and raised in Scranton. I told you that.
Oh, really?
That's why he thinks he's going to carry Pennsylvania.
No wonder he's an idiot.
The only problem is Scranton, Pennsylvania isn't what it used to be. Back then, they didn't take kindly to minorities up in northeastern Pennsylvania.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's why he's a racist now. Yes, I just called Biden a racist.
Well, apparently he's a racist, too.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, lowest minority unemployment ever. Yeah.
But apparently he's racist.
Yeah, he's a racist, all right. Yeah. Okay.
He's a racist, all right. That seemed to annoy you.
Yeah. He's a racist. All right, ladies and gentlemen, until we meet again. Where's my thing? There it is. Where's my thing? All right.
About 2 feet below your brain?
Sure. Remember, WWG1, WGA, and so long, farewell, Auf Wiedersehen, goodbye.